What's up, gamers? My name's Scyushi, and we are back here with some more Trove. It's been a while since we had just a normal episode, hasn't it? So there's going to be quite a few really cool things that we're going to be talking about today. The Leviathan update, because I have gotten some more news. I don't have as much news as I would like. There's quite a few things that I still am waiting on to tell you guys about. Is this guy actually inviting me? Is it what the? Look at the HUD. What is happening here? I guess it's just because this game doesn't really... Hi, guys. Thank you so much for inviting me to Shadow Towers. I actually needed this a lot. I'm scaling up this game. Like, it's just in windowed mode now. I have to do that because Trove doesn't really handle higher than 1080p very well. It kind of sucks. Hi, guys. I don't know what's happening here, but I'm just going to attack. I don't really care about waiting for people. I'm sorry. You shouldn't have invited me if you didn't want this to happen. So anyways, I ended up finally hearing back, guys. So if you didn't already know, the Leviathan update, what it essentially is it's going to add like a bunch of big gigantic world bosses to the Geo topside. Oh my gosh, this is actually a powerful group for once. Jeez. Well, that was nice and quick. Hopefully this portal doesn't end up deleting itself on me. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the carry, JK. I'm just as powerful as all of you. No, seriously, it's awesome to actually be in a quick Shadow Tower group. That was actually really nice. Now it's already gone and done with. I don't even need to talk about anything anymore. I can just keep going and keep playing. So anyways, the update itself was going to end up... it was supposed to come out October 1st. And it was going to end up adding these new bosses to the Geo topside, the giant Leviathan monsters, which are absolutely awesome and cool. But more importantly, even though nobody's actually talking about it except for myself and everybody that plays Trove very regularly, quests. Quests are going to get a huge overhaul, and a lot of them are actually going to be added to the game. Whereas, let's just go to Uber 8 just as an example right here, okay? Where when we load into the world, there would end up being this NPC just standing right here at the HUD, and we would be able to get a quest from him. Now, the way that it works, unfortunate or fortunate, I wish they were repeatable. I really, really do. But these quests, unfortunately, are just going to end up being one-a-day quests, and it's going to end up being per biome. So while we're in U8, you can see the world that we generated here is a Forbidden Spires. So the quest that we would get from this guy right here would be a Forbidden Spires quest. And then if we found another outpost like this over on the map in one of the other biomes, then it would end up giving us the appropriate quest for that as well. Now, the interesting thing is that these bad boys are going to end up showing up on the map when that update ends up going live. There's also just a bunch of other really good changes. I'd recommend if you guys really want to know everything about it, I do have a patch notes video of because this is all on the test server, so that's why I got a lot of footage for it already. But more importantly, these quest NPCs that are going to show up are going to end up having a random chance of giving you a lockbox. And that lockbox needs a key. And the key takes like 400 adventurine, if I'm not mistaken, which you can only get a limited amount of adventurine per day, but whatever. The point is, inside those boxes, you can end up getting all sorts of crazy stuff. There's like going to be one new mount, but there's also a new costume for every class in the game. And these are they are just awesome costumes. If you guys haven't already checked out the video, you should, because these costumes are just spectacular. I got links in the description to all this stuff if you want to end up checking it out for yourselves. But anyways, it's going to take me a lot longer to get those costumes on the live server, obviously. But the thing is that there is a very, very rare tradable version of those costumes as well. So people that are just doing quests might end up hitting the big time and get a costume that's tradable, and then they can sell it to somebody like myself, and you'll probably sell it for millions of flux. Yeah. So these are going to end up giving us quests as well. They kind of already do, but they're going to end up being a little bit more refined. More notably, there's going to be a cool exclamation mark on top of any of the characters that end up giving us quests and stuff like that, which is great. Now, I'm sorry that I kind of prattled on there. I know that a lot of you guys already know about this update, but we got lots of new people coming in, you know, lots of old people going out, what have you. So I got to regularly keep everyone updated on all this stuff. Not to mention the other times that I've talked about all these things wasn't in a predefined, like, recorded video. More so it was actually just me passively talking about it in live streams, and people don't want to necessarily siphon through something like that. Now, see, look at that. That's because I have my HUD at 1440, and it doesn't work well in this game because everything's scaled to 1080p and down, right? So the update was supposed to be coming out October 1st. Unfortunately, they did run into issues. I did get a clarification, an answer on that one. It was in fact due to the server issues. So the server migration is still a bit of a problem for them. For those of you that don't know, GameAgo owns this game now. Tryon Worlds created it. They went bankrupt. GameAgo bought the game and just recently ended up taking all of the physical servers out of, I'm assuming, the Tryon building and swapping it over to a GameAgo establishment. And with it, we've been running into tons of issues. There's been horrible lag, and more importantly than that, we've actually seen this more recent update delayed because they ran into technical issues trying to get it onto the server. They were trying to, but apparently it didn't work out. The update, however, the new release date, which I tried to confirm whether or not it was 100%, like, is this going to be it this time? Are you going to delay it again? He said, obviously, they can't say that for certain, which is disappointing, but it is just something we've come to expect with Trove. Whereas other games will be able to release something at a specific release date, and when they say the release date, that's it. Of course, there can end up being delays. Doom Eternal got delayed. I'm triggered because of that. I love that. Like, that game just, give it to me. It's supposed to be coming out in November. Now it's coming out in 2020. Blah. Anyways, I'm just saying that delays are something that is inevitable. And what ended up happening with this is next week, the 15th. I'm sorry I prattled on and on there, guys. Like I said, I wanted to get all that information out. In retrospect, I probably should have just mentioned that at the beginning of the video, but I'm sure somebody's going to yell at me in the comments about that. Anyways, but October 15th, that is supposed to be the new release date of the update. So here's hoping, fingers crossed. They said that that will more than likely be it. They could run into issues, unfortunately. It's just the name of the game. And the one thing, like I said, I didn't get a clarification on this yet, but I did end up asking you guys, I did end up asking for you whether or not the update was going to be releasing on PC exclusive and coming to consoles later, or if they're planning to have it as a console and PC release at the same time. I don't know yet. I can't give you a direct answer. You know that I'll let you know as soon as possible. But as of right now, my contact over at GameAgo is talking with the Trove developers to end up getting an answer for me for that, because it's a lot of back and forth. Like, I know that a lot of you guys seem to think that I've got, like, when I say I have a contact over there, it's like we're just emailing each other. We also have a time zone difference because my GameAgo contact is in Germany. So it's quite literally, I'll get back to their emails when I have time. They get back to my emails when they have time, vice versa. You know, it's not like I'm sitting here in private messages or anything like that. So we'll see what happens. Don't know whether or not it's going to end up happening. That would be awesome, though. There is the possibility that the update can come out for console and PC at the same time. It's not improbable. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say, like, don't hold your breath. It might not happen, but it is entirely probable. Blah, 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 blah. What's wrong with me? Just because of the fact that what they talked about last time, they talked about this in their Trove newsletter and stuff like that, right? So, you know, a lot of this stuff can end up being changed and stuff like that. It's not like this is all like 100% set in stone or anything, but they did end up talking about how Trove was supposed to see 2 major updates before the end of the year. Looks like we might only be getting one of them unless the other one comes in December. But the Leviathan update, apparently, as far as I recall, was actually supposed to be the last update that was going to come out on console and PC at the same time. Now, that might have changed. That might not be the case anymore. I'm not trying to get your guys' hopes up. I'm just saying that it was something that they did mention, and then the next update and onward for Trove was going to be the PC update first, and then having it port to consoles next. Now, another thing I wanted to mention, just because I see it all the time, you guys are always like, why do console gamers get it later? You know, why is this how it is? The reason that this is how the world works, guys, is because this game and most games are primarily a PC game first. This game came out on PC. It's different for console games. Like, take a game like Monster Hunter World. That is a game that came out on console first, and it ported to PC second. And PC actually has the latest downloadable content for it, which is kind of like a snowy hunting biome, right? as opposed to on PC, we have to wait until next year. But the reason for that is because the game was designed with console first, as opposed to a game like Trove or even a game like Warframe. These games came onto PC first and then ported to console. And with it, it means that all of their creative tools are on the PC version of the game. And then what they basically are doing is, with Trove, for example, this is why you'll see a delay between a PC update and a console update, is because they'll develop it for PC and then they end up releasing it, and then we kind of bug test things. And then they have to make sure, you know, they have to quality control, make sure that it's all working well enough before they end up porting it over to the console version. And even then, there's going to end up being bugs just because the technology that's in the console itself might speak differently to the game engine or different aspects of the game that they ended up changing, as opposed to on PC, this is what it's developed for. Now, again, the advantage is that you guys get an update later, meaning that a lot of the bug fixes can end up being taken care of, which, I mean, that's obviously going to be the biggest thing. But even then, we see lots and lots of bugs get ported over with the Trove versions. Unfortunately, more specifically on the PlayStation version, just because with Xbox, it's running on Windows, so it's a pretty easy port. But PlayStation is going to end up being like, it's running on its own weird hardware, so it's like, yeah. But anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know about that. There's also no new Chaos Chest mount or anything this week. It's just Chaos Mega Cores. And yeah, so hopefully I'll end up being able to do some more Trove streams and stuff like that for you guys soon. But for the most part, you know, I already talked about this in my last video. I'm in the process of changing a lot of my setup behind the scenes. So that's eating up a lot of my time. There's lots of downtime while I'm setting all this stuff up. And then on top of that, there just hasn't really been that much to talk about with Trove lately. Now, thankfully, we're starting to actually see the new update hopefully come out next week again. And then if it does, well, then we actually have something to do. Anyways, thanks for watching, gamers. Really appreciate it. Smash like, sub for more. You want to support the channel, buy some of the merch. Check the description. Well, actually, it's just below this video. But more importantly than that, if you're new to Trove, don't go away just yet, because you can actually use a sign-up link that is in the description, and you sign up for Trove, and then anything that you end up buying out of the cash shop, I'll end up making a cut of it, which is absolutely awesome. It doesn't increase the price of anything, and more so I consider just do it, because even if you're going to be a free-to-play player, maybe you'll end up buying like the class pack or something like that that gives you all the characters for like 20 bucks, which is a steal, honestly speaking. Even as free-to-play, I'd recommend you drop down 20 bucks to get every character in the game. That's super duper easy, especially when the Vanguard itself alone is $30. Yeah, not to mention crafting it sucks. And the Vanguard is in the Sweet 16 pack. Anyways, thanks for watching, gamers. Really appreciate it. Sign on, stay epic.